Hi everyone, Melissa here. So there was a request to see a time lapse of some detail work. There is a live demo that I did with a still life that had some very intricate fern-like kind of fake fern in the front. And there was a lot of questions as to when something's that intricate and that detailed, how do you really approach it? And how do you approach dense foliage or things that just feel or seem and look overly complex as you're scanning the still life. I tend to do a layering technique and it's a little time consuming, but in the end, it has this nice sculptural effect when you go bit by bit, piece by piece, almost like putting a puzzle together. So for those of you who were with me in live sessions, this is the still life that was set up there. And this is the time-lapse area that I'm going to be doing. It's a fern, kind of a plasticky fake fern. So it does reflect light in a funny way. As I do this time-lapse, I'm not painting from the subject here. So what I'll do is I'll put a inlay of the actual image so that you can see again, because I'm working from the photo reference of the still life that a picture that I took. So what I'll do is in the video, when I edit it, I'll kind of inlay that area so you'll see what it is I was actually working from. So again, not a live demo of the still life in front of me. This is actually just working from a setup that had already existed in another situation. Down here, just to give you an overview of what I'm using color-wise, I have titanium white, cadmium yellow, and that's the hue that I use. A little bit of viridian, but mainly phthalo green because it works a little bit better when you're graying it down. Phthalo blue, raw umber, and then I'm only gonna be using linseed oil and then my gel medium with this because I really want to work on details and I don't want too much medium to make it difficult to work on those fine areas. Again, this is really working from gray greens. I'm going to brush mix. I won't be doing much with the palette knife or anything like that. I'll just be kind of like picking through. And what I'm focusing on when I do this is I'm focusing on shape areas and how everything builds, okay? Again, I have a bit of a base here, so I'll probably go in, redraw where I need to because I kind of got to get back into the painting. I'm not going to worry about the rest of the painting for now because the main focus is this fern and the fern time lapse. Okay, so that is just a quick detailed tutorial and time lapse that I'm going to be doing today. Again, let me know if you have any questions in the comments and enjoy. concludes the fern, and then I did add some more to this painting to kind of give you an idea of what I would do. As you can see, I'm working from my iPad reference. I always recommend that over a printed photo because the backlighting of the iPad helps with light. Let me move forward so you can see that would be the final iteration of the fern, more or less. I let it dry a little bit, maybe touch up here and there. What I do is I only pull out things that I think, a lot of it's just brushstroke and abstraction, but I do pull out details so your eye travels somewhere and you get some reference. So just the tiniest bit of specificity will make it look very real to the viewer. So it's kind of, as I pull back, there's this almost, that's kind of the idea behind Impressionism, is that you're just pulling out just enough so that the viewer is kind of filling in the blanks. So you can see it's very loose, it's very painterly, but still the feeling of the fern, bringing the depth. I adjusted some of the colors on the skull so we get more sense of light, played with the background flowers a little bit, but not too much. I think if I was to go in, I'd probably just clean up the table slightly. I let that go for the moment, and it's kind of, you know, fine for now, but maybe it needs just one more pass to clean up that front area. But that gives you an idea of how to deal with kind of a chaotic, detailed area, some techniques that you can use there. So that concludes that time lapse and that little skill set. I hope you enjoyed, and again, feel free to like, subscribe, and also you can ask any questions in the comments as well.